Hello and welcome to my third Oath of the Gatewatch draft, where we open a foil rare and a rare, and the foil's pretty good. Tyrant of Valakut. I'd love to get into a blue-red storm deck, or surge deck, or whatever they call it these days. And Tyrant is a nice first pick to do that. The Hissing Quagmire's fine, the Cyclone Sire is another good one, but not close to Tyrant of Valakut. I also really like Seer's Lantern. It's grown on me. I want to have one of these in just about every deck that I would draft, except maybe a super aggressive deck. But this is a good place to start with the Tyrant. I mentioned I might want to go blue-red, but the Seed Guardian might be strong enough here that it's worth taking over Thought Harvester, which isn't particularly good in blue-red. There's also Hedron Crawler, Crumbling Vestige, and Vampire Envoy. It's all a bit weaker than Seed Guardian here. And next, we have some choices. There's Grip of the Royal, which is quite good in the red-green deck, or sorry, red-blue deck. There's Reality Hemorrhage and Pulse, which keep us on track. Reality Hemorrhage might be better since Tyrant is better. They're pretty close in power level. Maybe Hemorrhage is stronger. There's also Baloth Null, but I don't want a third color just yet, and it's off color from both our first picks. It's a tough one. In terms of just highest power level, I like Grip of the Royal the best. And it might lead into a sweet blue-red deck. Following it up with not much, and not much green, so it's not really, a big sign there. The strongest card is Isolation Zone. Fourth pick, it might be a signal. Might be, unless there was a couple stronger white cards, which isn't absurd. I mean, there's a rare and an uncommon missing. I still would like to take it. The other options might be Cultivator Drone or Dwar Isle Avenger, or Hedron Crawler, but Isolation Zone is enough stronger, so we'll get our fourth color here. What now? So we could take... this is tough, because there's not much red left, or there's not much white left, so maybe Isolation Zone, it's not the direction we're going in. There's Reality Hemorrhage. It has come back. There's also Comparative Analysis. It's not such a high pick, but I do like having a bunch of these if you're going into a surge deck. Well, Reality Hemorrhage is a cheap spell to enable surge. Don't mind taking that here. Warping Whale, that's kind of a fifth color, don't want to go in that direction. Dwar Isle Avenger is pretty good, but yeah. Take the Reality Hemorrhage here. Now we've got some options. Another shot at an Avenger, Zada's Commando, which is pretty nice, just about always, and anything else. Expedite, a little weaker than those options. Spawnbinder Mage, Make a Stand. Yeah, assuming we want to try to cut red a little bit, I like the Commando here. It's a cheap guy, he's pretty good on defense and offense. Next up we have Tears of Valakut, which could go into the sideboard pretty nicely. And Bonesaw, if we just go nuts on Surge, and we're not really set up to do that quite yet. Sweep Away is decent. Aeronaut might be fine in a more aggressive ally deck. Let's see, not much green left, not much blue left either. Sweep Away is not insane. I'm going to hedge and take McKindy Aeronaut. Yeah, so maybe white is still being cut a bit, and this is a weaker later pick. But I'm not too sad about that. Blinding Drone is a nice one. Expedite and Comparative Analysis. Not going to go into black for the Shrieker. And yeah, we don't have colorless sources yet, even though Blinding Drone is pretty great. Comparative Analysis, we'll make it some more shots at that. I'll take the Blinding Drone. It's kind of late. Sweep Away, Slip Through Space. Yeah, I like seeing this. Again, not much white here. There's a Sky Climber, but Slip Through Space enables the Surge pretty well. So we're not really missing out on too much white here. Vines is worth a thought, but I like negate. I'm a control mage here. Mara Entangler could be nice. I don't mind picking up Consuming Sinkhole for the sideboard. It has some utility, but sometimes the Surge deck isn't really that aggressive. I mean, it has some aggressive creatures, and you could go that route, but sometimes it's more of a control deck, and you just want to draw lots of cards and find your Tyrant of Valakut. Okay. So we want to open Jorian or some kind of thing like that, the blue-red legend creature, which basically says Surge, draw a card, or anytime you cast your second spell a turn. It's too bad that one doesn't have prowess on itself, because that would make it a bit better. What have we got here? We've got, so the holdup is right before us, Swordhammer here, which is fine. I mean, take your time. Got to take the foil here. Take a red card. Expedite coming back. I don't mind that. I like Expedite because you can just cast it as an instant. And maybe on their turn you want to cast a cheaper Grip of the Royal, draw 2 cards. Could be good. Everyone has different icons here. Alright, Jorian, come on. Oftentimes you get past a card like Jorian because people just aren't into that. Whoa, World Breaker. Any chance we can splash that? Maybe. Anything we need that isn't that? Another Isolation Zone, perhaps? No, I kind of like the direction we're going in. It's possible we could go into blue-white, which I'm pretty... I'm not too excited about. There's a couple white cards here, Immolating Glare, Isolation Zone. The zone's a bit better because some decks stay on defense, and some threats, just don't attack you. I'll take the World Breaker. There's a chance we play it, and if not, I don't want to play against it, reach and all that. Bushwhacker, second Blinding Drone, and Press into Service. All pretty good ones. I don't really like the Bushwhacker in our deck. Might be better than I'm thinking. Let's reorganize this a bit. Because we don't have that many creatures. We've got 3 early creatures, 1 later. Hedron alignment, one of 4. I guess if I first picked one by accident and then I was past one, I might take it. But that's the only situation where I could see doing that. Press into Service. This is quite a nice one. Blinding Drone is also quite nice, and we could prioritize lands like Unknown Shores and then try to win a more grindy game. Yeah, I'll take the Blinding Drone. This card's just impressed me a lot. And here we go, Seer's Lantern. This is a nice one in a Storm deck, or a Surge, because oftentimes you'll cast it when you have 4 mana and you can do 2 things in one turn. Like this guy, on turn 4, you can do Seer's Lantern and Goblin Freerunner, for example. That's a pretty nice one for this deck. Crumbling Vestige could be good. So is Containment Membrane. And I've also been impressed by Walker of the Wastes. Even without a Wastes in play, it's not terrible. It's just a little hard to cast. But even 1 Wastes in play makes this a 5/5 trample, which is good stats. Containment Membrane, Crumbling Vestige. I have to prioritize these colorless lands, and this isn't the best one, but it's okay. It's okay. Flaying Tendrils, Comparative Analysis. Yeah, I like this card draw. Ooh, not the dual land we wanted. So I will take a waste here, however. I want to be able to activate these Blinding Drones, and if we get a land that fetches wastes, then I'll be happy to have the first one. Whoa, this is a pretty good pack. Roiling Waters, just keeps the card draw engine going. We do have a couple early creatures. It can be a strong tempo play. I do like Void Shatter as well, but Rolling Waters it is here. Huh. Not much I would love playing. I guess the Cinder Hellion's not terrible for the same reason that Walker of the Waste is not terrible. But it doesn't have any upside besides dealing a couple damage. And I don't really love it. But I'll take it, because there's just nothing else we would play. Hopefully, this World Breaker can find a way in. But I wouldn't splash it off of Crumbling Vestige. That's just not where you want to be. Alright, Hedron Alignment. You gotta pass those. I mean, it's unlikely someone has 3 in their deck, but hey. Maybe they do. We already have a Negate. Wouldn't want 2 of those. Take a Pathfinder. Oh, what's going on here? Get my land back. Alright. Flameseeker? Sure, I'm more likely to play that than Interference. Gambit. I'll take another Slip Through Space. You never know. Okay, so we have a decent number of cantrips, not much to do with them, and a random World Breaker to try to finish things out. So we need a little help. I mean, a deck like this could win, but it's not exciting. Well, we got our help. Dragon Master Outcast is perfect. It's actually just perfect. We have a Negate to protect it. I almost want 2 Negates now. But yeah, this card is absurd, very hard to beat, unless it's killed. It's pretty easy to kill. But this deck did need a strong win condition like Dragon Master Outcast. So what does he do? Once you have 6 lands in play, he starts making dragons every one of your upkeeps. Ooh, Brood Butcher. It's probably got to be Rolling Thunder here, though. Play a lot of lands in this deck. 18 maybe. And just cast Rolling Thunders. Win that way. Radiant Flames. Whoa. That's got to be it, right? I mean, foil Eldrazi Spawner. Yeah, Radiant Flames. God, Radiant Flames has to be the play. We could do it for 2 pretty consistently. I do like this Sky Spawner. It crushes Sky Spawner, though. Like, if our opponent plays Sky Spawner and something else, and we just do this on 1 color. Yeah, that's gotta be it. Clutch of Currents versus Valakut Invoker. The Invoker gives us another way to win games, and that's not a bad thing. It's pretty resilient to Radiant Flames here. Back in Battle for Zendikar, it'd be no question. Clutch is just so much better, but I actually like taking the first Valakut Invoker as another fallback win condition. Might cut Zada's Commando. I mean, it's fine, but unless it matches up extremely well with our opponent's creatures, I'll just leave it in the sideboard to begin with. Now, we still need that source of green, but it could be that we just cut World Breaker. Natural Connection, Nettle Drone, no Death Touch in this deck. Tightening Coils. Is Nettle Drone any good? I mean, it's not like we have an abundance of colorless cards to cast. So it might be something like Tightening Coils here. Yeah, we'll err on the side of control. Anything that isn't dealt with by Radiant Flames will be dealt with by Tightening Coils. Foil Island, well. Still no mana fixing, so I'm a little more worried about World Breaker. And I wouldn't want to, just play 1 Forest or something. It seems a little loose. Whereas Valakut Predator, it's probably good enough here. Gotta kill your opponent somehow. So here's another possible win condition. We could cut the Pathfinder or something. Do we have any ways to exile? No, I'm just looking at Merc Strider to see if that's another strong one. Yeah. So this is, it looks like enough playables. I'll take the Devastator. Prism Array didn't quite get enough color fixing for a card like this, even though even though I enjoy it. So I'll take Skyline Cascade. Again, Brilliant Spectrum, only good if you can consistently make 4 colors of mana. And then it's pretty good, not insane. And if you have to fall back on 3 colors, that's usually sometimes fine too. But 2 colors, no, not going to do it. Retreat, you know, we're not aggressive enough for this. So it's not going to make the main deck. Rush of Ice might be good. Fortified Ramparts would be good in a deck like this, but not our color. Baloth, this kind of card's annoying, so I'll cut it. Too big for its own good. We get a Spectrum anyway, just in case. Alright, so we need a couple cuts from here. We'll probably still play the Wastes. Not sure about maybe Expedite, don't need that. Whereas Slip Through Space might be pretty strong. We have a couple creatures that can benefit from it across all of the mana costs here. So here's our expensive cards. We've got Rolling Thunder. Not in black, not in white. Not really in green. But we could consider putting World Break in and splashing it if our opponent had a high priority land or artifact or enchantment to get rid of. Alright, what's going on here? This is somewhat of a deck. I do want to play 18 lands. We have some card draw, Slip Through Space, cantrips. We have Landfall. We have Mana Sinks, and we have expensive creatures. So all of those reasons we want to play 18. And we're going to be playing a Waste, so also another good reason. So what to cut? Negate, I do like that. It protects some of our more vulnerable slots here. Cinder Hellion. Yeah, I don't think Cinder Hellion's necessary to win. I don't really like Akum Flameseeker either, so it's just which bad creature do we cut? The Blinding Drones only have about 3 sources to activate. That's probably enough. I mean, early on they're just there to block anyway. So another good reason to play 18 lands over 17 is the Seer's Lantern. Helps avoid a flood. Yeah, Predator's nice just to do some damage. Gotta win somehow. Yeah, and besides that, I kind of like this build. Pathfinder's just a decently sized creature to put on the table. And in a control deck like this, that's all you need sometimes. Control tempo, I don't know what you call this. Just a surge deck. Alright, so if that's the deck, we want a pretty even split between blue and red. And we can start cutting those for the cards we'll put in. So blue for Skyline Cascade and 1 colorless each for these guys. Alright. Yeah, I'll put Tyrant here, Rolling Thunder here, just make it look a bit better. Take a screenshot of this and we're off to round 1.